Getting started soon. Toss any links to cool stories into the Discord.
Oh, hi. Hello. How you doing? My name is Waldo, and I am here to feel the politics with you. How's everybody doing tonight? I am doing good. It's nice and dark outside. I'm so happy that it's finally like the dark time. It's the dark time. Um, the sun goes down before I start my stream. That's super nice. And when we fall forward, I think it's going to make it even better. So good. I love it when it gets dark at 3 in the afternoon. That's just me. I'm a vampire. I'm a monster. I know this. I like it when the sun goes down at 3 in the afternoon. That's how I am, and I know that that's how I am, so that's how I'm going to be. Hi, how's it going? Anyway, it is Wednesday night. It's usually a slow night, chill night on Wednesday night, so hop into chat, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling. If you're in either the Kick or the Twitch chat, you can do an exclamation TTS to have the lovely lady Canooch read out your stuff.
Canooch.
There she is. She will read it out to you if you do an exclamation TTS. If you're in YouTube chat, you can do an exclamation speak. Oops. You have to put anything behind there. So exclamation SPEAK. Hello. Waldo. And she will read it out. Eventually. Takes a second. Takes a minute.
Hello, Waldo.
There she is. She's a little loud on that side. I'm going to have to turn her down. Anywho, hi, how's it going? I'm doing good. I've got a handful of things to look at today. Got a few headlines to pop up, to look at, to feel all together. And then if we run out of those, I'll play a video game and TTS will still be up and we can spitball or argue and debate any old thing that you want. So wide open tonight, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, hop in there, tell me what you're thinking, and give me your hot takes, give me your cold takes, give me your missed takes. And that is what we'll do tonight. Let's get started with the very first thing. What is the very first thing? I've got some wacky news stories to show. Some politics. Let's do some politics. I'm going to switch over to here. And then we're going to turn off the game capture because we're not doing that right now. We'll turn on the web capture, window capture. Go. I click the button. Don't you crap out on me, OBS. I know you can do it. There you go, window capture. We use the drop down arrow to look at that. There it is. There's some politics right there. Crypto betting site backed by Peter Thiel faces accusations it's being exploited to fake support for Trump. Somebody's placing big bets on Trump. So if you've been paying attention to the polls and the news and stuff like that, everybody's going nuts everywhere for all the reasons. Half of the stories I read about how Kamala's just got the biggest lead ever. The other half of the stories I read are about how Trump's got the biggest lead ever. The people on the right are telling me that Trump's definitely going to win. The people on the left are telling me Kamala's definitely going to win. Everybody's telling me everything, everywhere, all the time. And then there's some people telling me that it's going to be the closest race ever, and there's nothing we can do about it, and we're not even going to know on the evening of the election that who is doing what and who's winning and who's losing. Nobody's going to know anything ever. It's a bit of a mess. It's a little bit of a horse race right now, and I think that's intentional. I think that this guy, Peter Thiel, who should not be trusted, he's a crypto bro. He's got a website called Polymarket. Don't trust it. That's not the end of the story. You shouldn't trust it because it's a betting site. So the more people bet on a candidate on that website, the higher their number goes up. And the more likely it seems that that person's going to win. Which means that one big whale could dump a lot of money on there. And then that would drive the number up. That's not how odds work. That's not how polls work. That's not how any of this stuff works. If more people buy into the lottery, that doesn't mean you're more likely to win the lottery. It doesn't make any sense. There's something, they're missing something here. And so what I think they're missing would be reality and evidence and poll numbers and people paying attention and people on the ground asking the voters who they're going to vote for. They don't need any of that. They just need who puts the most money on the things. So let's take a look at him. That's Peter Thiel. He's awful. Less than a month out from 2024 presidential election, polls are tight in the race between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. But over on the prediction markets, the gap between Harris and Trump widened recently. On Polymarket, don't trust them, a crypto-fueled offshore marketplace that offers bets on the presidential election, Trump has jammed out to a huge lead. Another market, Predictit, is favoring Trump as well, but by a narrower margin. They had fewer people, I suspect, throw money at it. Trump's massive lead on Polymarket has some convinced that the site isn't running a crypto betting pool, but rather an election influence operation, setting the stage for Trump to take office regardless of the results in November. Exactly. This could be a scam that they're setting up as proof in giant quotation marks. I might need more than two. I might need three or like four. The quotation marks have quotation marks. Proof with 4 quotation marks that the Dems stole it for Kamala and they cheated. That's nonsense. The market there shows a 55% chance that he will win and a 44% chance for Harris. Each candidate's gamblers can buy yes or no votes based on who they think will win or lose. So you buy votes on the site. That's a poll of the site. The users at this site, 55% think he's going to win. But that doesn't mean you can buy lots and lots and lots of those votes. You can buy thousands of those votes if you want to. That doesn't mean that he's going to win. That doesn't mean that most people are going to vote for him. Some liberals are pushing back, saying Polymarket as proof of shifting voter sentiment, pointing it to the fact that it was funded by a key Trump booster. Yeah, exactly. In the run up to the U.S. election, the only opinion poll giving Trump a clear lead is unregulated crypto bullshit bets, funded by Peter Thiel. The wankers pushing this anti-democratic shit should be in jail. Every major recent poll has Harris slightly ahead. So what this guy, get a grip, Doc Rush Jackson, well, he seems like a cool guy. Properly use the word wankers. What he's suggesting there, I think, is exactly what's going on. These people are betting on Trump to win because they want him to. And let's see if I got the thing up. And because they want him to, they think that he will. It's circular logic, man. In May, Polymarket announced it raised $70 million in 2 recent rounds of investment, with a big boost coming from the Founders Fund, a venture capital outfit led by Trump 2016 backer Peter Thiel. So, yeah, Peter Thiel, horrible person, backs Donald Trump so that he will make more money. If Peter Thiel could make more money by lying to you about this graph right here, he will. If Peter Thiel could make more money flipping the red and the blue on this thing, he will. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter to him who wins. If Trump wins, he gets a bunch of tax cuts. If Kamala wins, he wins the betting pool or something like that. And all you goobers gave him money for nothing. It's insane. Peter Thiel has been a crucial funder of Trump's vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance. He did pay the most anybody's ever paid for in a Senate race. Thiel donated $15 million to Vance's successful Senate race in Ohio. Yeah, he's dumping millions to get J.D. Vance in office so that tech bro, crypto bros who want to sell you monkeys or JPEGs of monkeys can have their regulations avoided. What Vance does not want is crypto and the JPEG monkeys or his betting schemes to be regulated by the government. He doesn't want any of that. Do not want any of that because he needs to make money from stupids. And you make less money from stupids if the government tells you can't make money from stupids. You see, if there are rules, regulations involved with the selling of monkey JPEGs, then he would have to follow those rules and he would make less money. So he wants to get rid of all the regulation. That's why they hate regulation, so they can fleece people. If you ever hear a Republican talk about getting rid of regulation, it's so they can fleece somebody. I don't know. It depends on who. If it's an environmental regulation, they just want to not pay to clean the environment after they ruin it. If it's a banking regulation, it's because they want to steal more from their customers or from their competitors. If it's a Wall Street regulation, it's because they want to do more gambling. If it's a crypto regulation, it's because they want to steal more money from stupids who think that tech bros are cool. Anytime they want to get rid of a regulation, it's so that they can steal from someone. I don't want you to be the one they steal from, you know? What the hell happened to my hair? It's a little bit better. So, what were we talking about? Peter Thiel, yeah. He is, what's he saying? What else we got here? Others say that even if the strategy doesn't result in a Trump victory, it could lead the seeds for a narrative that the election was rigged against Trump. This is exactly the next problem. If he wins, that's good for him. If Trump loses, then this guy gets to say that this is proof that the election was rigged. No, it's not. Your prediction simply failed. But stupid people don't know how percentages work. Stupid people don't comprehend how what's the thing where the likelihood of something happening. They don't know how figures work. They don't know how percentages work. They don't know how odds work. So they think that somebody having a 60% chance of winning means that they will win. That's not how that works, man. Polymarket is owned by Peter Thiel. I don't understand it either. I'm not saying I'm an expert on statistics. I'm no expert on statistics. No, not at all. You think they'd be happy bending over for healthcare? Yeah. I know, right? You think that all the money they're stealing from us, they'd be happy, but they're not. They need more. They need more. Peter Thiel needs more money. He's already a billionaire, but he needs more, and you're going to give it to him. So, yeah, that's what his scam is at the moment. GOP Russian link backer Peter Thiel funded Polymarket, which is banned in the U.S., and hired Nate Silver ahead of the election to create an alternate narrative about election being widely favored for Trump. This narrative would then be picked up by right wing. Yeah, exactly. Referring to the 538 founder, Nate Silver. Nate Silver's on board. Cenk is on board. Cenk Uyghur. Yeah, Uyghurs are Chinese Muslims. Cenk Uyghur is being paid by Polymarket. He is using their numbers, and he is very unhappy with the numbers that he is seeing right now because he's using Polymarket's numbers. And Polymarket says Donald Trump's way in the lead, and so he goes on to the live streams. He goes and he looks into the camera. Very progressive, very left-wing guy, but he's got bills to pay, man. I think he could be fine if he would just be a damn live streamer, but he needs to have a studio, and he wants to be impressive and amazing, and news, what's the word, conglomerate or something like that. And then they want to pay reporters, and I dig that. Investigative journalism is expensive. I can't do it, and all I get to do is look at shit online. I can't be an investigative journalist. I can't bankroll 5 or 6 investigative journalists. That's expensive shit. We used to do that, and we'll talk about that in my rants tonight. But we don't do that no more because it's expensive. You don't need investigative journalists when you can just go on Twitter. There's problems with that too, because guess what? Half the people on Twitter are fucking Nazis. So we have issues. They're obviously never played Final Fantasy Tactics. Exactly. They've never played Final Fantasy Tactics. They've never gotten that archer into exactly the right place, clicked on the button, and looked at 80% chance to hit and then missed. Damn. Ass. I hate it when that happens, but it does happen. It doesn't make it impossible. Oh, I got an 80% chance to hit. I guess I'll never miss. No, man. You'll miss 20% of the time. Not RPG players. Yeah, exactly. So, let's see what else we got. Peter Thiel, don't trust him. Nate Silver, who really, really owes us all an apology. I think he gave Trump much lower odds than he should have, and he owes us an apology back in 2016 when Trump won against Hillary. Let's see. Silver has also been a left-wing boogeyman over the years. It sparked ire earlier this summer when he released his new election model predicting Trump would win. That's why you can't trust him. He's picked up by this right-wing grifter, and then he gives a bunch of grift. I'm not saying it's impossible for Trump to win, and I'm not saying it's not going to be close. What I'm saying is you can't trust these people. You can't trust Nate Silver. You can't trust Peter Thiel. You can't trust a crypto betting site. Madness. Nonsense. Don't trust them. What else? Yeah, I think we're still on this topic. Here's Tim Onion, very cool guy. The right talks a lot about Trump's lead in betting market, but they're referencing the new teal-backed poly market, where any whale with cryptocurrency can spend millions to anonymously sway odds. It's an influence campaign. The OG Predict It uses cash and has market caps to have it at a coin flip, and still, but this is Predict It is also still just a betting site. So if you go there and give them some of your crypto, like you can buy a vote here for 54 cents. I don't know. How do you make money on this? How would a human being make money on this? I don't think they can. This seems a lot like slot machines to me. It really does. Sunk cost fallacy kind of thing. I have to keep betting for Trump or else I'll lose all my money. I have to keep putting my money into this slot machine or else I'll be a loser. And then you run out of money. And then you're like, man, the next spin just going to get me a win. The house always wins. And in this case, the house is crypto bro Peter Thiel. And he will just take your money. But then we've got idiots like Steven Crowder who look at this number. This is the poly market number right here of 60% to 39. And then he's like, it must be Trump winning, blur. I'm so smart, I'm Steven Crowder, and I see that number bigger, so that number better. And then he says, at this point, hang on, let me do his voice. At this point, it almost seemed fishy. No one has seen a lead like this in recent history. That's not a good impression, but I really do think that his brain is mush. So that's what I'm trying to imply here. We're going to have the dumbest rationale for the coup if she wins. So what's going to happen, I think? She's going to win narrowly. Steven Crowder, I'm a dork, I'm dumb as hell, is going to point back to this number and say, well, that's impossible. He had the bigger number. He had the biggest number. How he lose? He had bigger number. How he lose? Clearly she cheat. That's what they're going to say. And it's going to be awful. It's going to be terrible. They're going to show us these polls, these poly market nonsense, which aren't related to reality. If you had $1 million to blow right now, I wouldn't suggest doing this, but you could take that $1 million, turn it into some sort of cryptocurrency, give it to Peter Thiel to make this number go up. And Peter Thiel will just make this number go up because you gave him all your crypto that he's going to turn into cash. He's going to turn into real money. You just gave him money and you can make the number go up, but that doesn't make it true. That might make you feel better, but it doesn't make it true because we count votes, not poly market numbers, not the amount of crypto that any one specific group of people gave. But they don't know any of that. They don't know any of that. How could I have lost? I spent all this money. The election was rigged. Exactly. If someone has $1 million to burn, I'll burn it for you. Yeah, exactly. There are better things to do with your $1 million than buying a quarter of a Bitcoin and then giving it to Peter Thiel to make that number go up. It doesn't make it more correct. It doesn't make it more true. It doesn't make it more likely for him to win. It just makes this number on the website go up. That's it. You're now out of coin. You have lost some value. It's fake value, but it's value. All crypto is a scam, but you paid into it with money and they gave you scam money, and then you used that scam money gave that scam money to Peter Thiel, who's going to wait until hang on to that scam money until the price of that scam money goes up, and then he's going to sell it, and you're going to be left with nothing. Anyway, what the hell was I going on about? This is what we're going to hear if she wins. If she wins, and there's a chance of that happening, I seriously still think it's going to happen. And I'll tell you why here in just a minute. If she wins, this is the argument they're going to give us. I am telling you, the Republican argument ahead of time. Polymarket had her up. All these pollsters had her up. Look at all the polls. Look at all the polls. They clearly cheated in the last minutes. They cheated at the thing. They own the poll watchers. Something along those lines. They will tell you all of these things. We already know they're going to say it. The smartest among us will be. I'm debunking their election nonsense, and you can too if you just follow along Watch Waldo streams. Click the like button. Click the subscribe. What else have we got? We've got... Yeah. I wanted to look at that. We can close this. We can close the next one. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. Come on, man. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Sorry for the wait. Come on, computer, man. Come on, damn thing. It just doesn't respond anymore. I don't know what the hell's wrong with my computer. And maybe OBS is crashing completely right now. Good Lord. I think it's that YouTube text-to-speech program, because that's what I was running last time. I've got a new tab open. It's speech chat for YouTube text-to-speech. I'm not entirely sure if that's the one that's slowing me down, but it might be. Maybe it's because I opened these browsers like 5 hours ago. Anywho, what are we looking at? We're looking at the electoral weight here. This is on the NPR website. Very nice. Swing state map, poll move in Trump's direction, but the race remains tight. So the polls that they're talking about might still be the ones that the right-wing people are sending. Now, according to NPR here, the yellow are the swing states, the Michigan, the Wisconsin, the Michigan, the Pennsylvania, the North Carolina. Now, NPR is saying Georgia is already red. Okay, I don't believe them. I don't quite believe them, and I'll show you some evidence here in just a minute to suggest that it isn't going to be. But they're calling it red. They're calling North Carolina a toss-up. North Carolina could go to the Dems, and I think that they're correct. This makes sense to call that a toss-up. They're calling Arizona red. Probably. I could see that. And they're calling Nevada a toss-up. I really do think Nevada's going to go blue. They usually do. But I really do think... maybe calling it a toss-up, fine. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania definitely are. It all comes down to Pennsylvania. I've been saying this for a couple of months now. Everything is on PA right now. Because, let's go over here to the 270 to win website. It's a very nice website. I like to use it. It is very cool. And it has all the cool buttons. One of these fools has like a... Yeah, it's not responding again. One of these fools has like a really cool or really powerful ad running on it. And it is just slowing me down tonight, I think. I need a better computer. But I don't have the money for one. Maybe someday. So press the sub button. That'll get me more money. Yeah, it will. Come on, man. Page is unresponsive. Maybe it's 270 to win that's dicking me up. Now I closed it, and that's going to slow it down farther. Then I'm going to have to click over here, and now it's not responding. How are you? I'm great, thanks. My computer's turning on me. It just does not want to function for streams anymore, and I cannot figure out why. I've closed off everything that I can except for my little monitoring windows. I guess I could close Discord. If you send me a Discord message, I can't see it. Discord does tend to eat it. I'm good. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm yelling at my computer, waiting for it to move very, very slowly. It will eventually get up and do some things, I hope. The more I poke it, the slower it goes, but I have to poke it or else I look like an idiot sitting here staring at the goddamn walls. Where did the dog go? He can keep us entertained for a few minutes, but he's not here. The one time I actually do need him, down here nibbling on my toes, and he's not here. Damn it, dog. No, he's not on his chair either. Okay. Come on. Google Chrome. Let's move. Can you move, please? Google Chrome. Move, please. Anywho, I don't know. What else am I doing? I'm watching TV sometimes. What anime am I watching? Golden Kamuy is kind of nice. It's I think I abandoned it early on when it was brand new. I think they're in their second or third season or something like that because of the very bad CG bear. But other than that, I was like, ugh, look at this CG bear. It looks like shit. So I abandoned it. But I heard good things about it, so I went back for it. It's very nice. Yelling at a computer like a sane person. Yeah, I know. Like yeah, that's what you have to do is yell at computers. They need to be beaten into submission sometimes. And I'm going to beat mine into submission later. Because it deserves it. Come on. Are you moving yet? Hey, you moved. Thank God. Can you open the website that I want you to open? No? We can't do that? All we can do is sit and stare? I have too many tabs open, I guess. And a couple of them have fucking ads that are probably running in the background. Just this garbage, dog shit advertisement for fucking goop. And because of that, it makes everything stupidly slow. Because that's clearly the most important thing, is selling more goop. It irritates me that like half of our economy is like buying and selling each other's houses, but then the other half is just goo. And when I say goo, I mean like stuff that makes things smell good, stuff that makes things smell bad, soap, goo, just to make you smell, laundry detergent just to make you smell, shampoo to make you smell, but that's different than the body wash that makes you smell, dryer sheets, which are goop on a sheet. Once you start thinking about how much goo you have to buy, like it really gets disturbing. I can't stop thinking about the fact that we have to have bleach to make things, and then floor cleaner, and then cabinet cleaner, and then dishwashing soap, and then regular soap, and then just goo. Like it's like so much, such a huge part of the, and then food. Food is not goo, but I mean you still have like your sodas and stuff like that, which aren't really food. So it's just goo. Anyway, we shouldn't linger on my madness. If we have politics to look at, you don't want to hang out in my brain for too long. It's not a pleasant place. All right, so what is this? This is 270 to win. They have, I think, been kind of normally what they've got. Come on, Mal. Come on, computer. Scroll up. Christ. Can you stop being a piece of shit loading 19 fucking ads? God damn. All right. Thank you. It's going to put another fucking ad up there. Anywho, thank you for waiting. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm sorry. Anywho, what are we looking at? The states here. So I really do think we got our Wisconsin, Michigan for sure. Some people have been saying Michigan is going to go red, and I don't think so. The Muslim population in Michigan is saying that they won't vote for Kamala because she supports Joe Biden's war in Gaza, and I don't think that they're going to swap their vote to Trump. That wouldn't make any sense. He'll be worse. So they're just not going to show up. I don't think that has enough to get Trump over the finish line in Michigan. I really don't. Just my guesstimate. Then if, I swear to fucking Jesus, dude, what are you doing? Pop-ups fucking everywhere. Ads all over. Just that one. What did that one tell me? I didn't even have it on the, I do have it on the screen. Why is everything so shit tonight? Hero Wars. Thank God. Sore throat pain. More goop. Come on. The YouTube thing says I have an excellent connection, so it's not the internet. It's my computer. Great. Good Lord. Does anybody have a better map than 270 to win? I swear to God. This fucking website is fucking unusable. Have you been to a website lately? Now I'm just going to rant about websites. They're garbage. I hate websites. Dude, you can't even go to them anymore. They're of no value to anybody. John K's here. Hi, how are you? I appreciate you coming in. I'm having difficulties with the internet. Did Stream Wizard use your computer again? No, I don't think he did. He hasn't been here in a couple of, well, no, you know what? He did do one thing. You know what? It was about 3 days ago. He did one thing. Maybe I'll have to double check that he didn't do anything crazy. He installed a PlayStation 3 thing so that he can play Little Big Planet. Of all the damn things, that's just what he wants to do. Brave browser, no ads. Okay, I'll give that a shot. Maybe that'll do me better than what I've got going on right now, because this is just killing me. Okay, let's look back at the maps here. So I think Wisconsin and Michigan go blue. I really do think that Nevada goes blue as well. That puts our 257. Then even if we got Arizona and Georgia and North Carolina, it all comes down again to Pennsylvania. Donald Trump cannot win without it. I don't think he's going to get Wisconsin and Michigan. And even if he gets Nevada and he doesn't get Pennsylvania, he still loses. This is a possible scenario. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania for her. Then we've got North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada for him. But I really don't think it's going to go that way. I think she is actually going to get North Carolina and Georgia and Pennsylvania and Nevada. I'm looking at 308. That's my guesstimate right now. It seems like the early voting in Georgia is record-breaking. So I'm not making this up out of nowhere. Georgia's early voting, first day turnout, already breaks records. Shinsinto gave me this link, and it is very good and very fun and very nice to look at. The first day of early voting, Tuesday, has already set a new record for the first day of advanced voting, according to Georgia Secretary of State officials. By the end of the day, 305,000 votes had been cast in person, according to the Georgia Secretary of State. The first day early voting record is 136,000 cast in 2020, where Joe Biden won. Now, this is age-old wisdom, if you can call it that, wisdom in quotation marks, that the more people vote, the more likely the Dem is to win. And right here, we are looking at more than double the people voting on day one. Georgia, which is seen one of the 7 swing states, has 3 weeks of early voting. So they're going to keep voting over the next couple of weeks. We're not going to know any results. So you can get exit polls, maybe, but those are notoriously bad because what is an exit poll? If you don't know this, what is an exit poll? Oh, well, that's when the news reporter who stands behind the voting booth and then just asks people with their notepad and their pencil as they exit the poll. And say, hey, who did you vote for? And then they mark it down. And then the next person comes up and like, well, who did you vote for? And they write it down. And then the next person walks up and like, hey, who did you vote for? And they tell you, go fuck yourself. They don't write that one down. But that's what exit polling is. Exit polling cannot be trusted. Exit polling is simply standing behind the poll when people walk out and asking them what they did, and then you turn that into samples. But then again, that's not very likely because it depends on where you're standing. Are you in a big city? Are you in Atlanta, Georgia? That makes a difference. Are you in the rural part? Are you asking the 75 people that lived in bumfuck Georgia who they voted for? No, you're not. You're not in those places. You're in the nice places. So it's not to be trusted. Maybe you installed the wrong virus on your computer. Yeah, I installed something. I think the kid did something. Or I've got too many browsers open. And also my the speech chat thing is the thing I added recently. So I'm not sure if that's how much RAM that's taken up. But it might be taking up some. Not that anybody's using it, but it's a window and it's open, so it's doing a thing. Let's think about... Oh, sorry. So what was I thinking about? Yeah, I think this is the most likely thing to happen. I think that this is good for Kamala. 300,000 people voting on day one. Huge for her. Absolutely giant for her. We're not going to know the results until the end of the till they finish counting at midnight Georgia time on like November the 5th. I think. Is it November 5th? Regardless, don't listen to me. I don't know what day it is. Vote anyway. I'm not telling you misinformation. I just forget. I'm not trying to trick you into not voting. I just forgot what day it is. Tuesday. I want to say it's November 5th. Let me double check my calendar here on my phone. Yeah, Tuesday the 5th. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll be streaming probably all day Tuesday. Please come and join me. Please swing by on that day. I'll be watching the CNN. I'll be watching the MSNBC, and then we'll jump back and forth to avoid the soda commercials and the Goop commercials. Then we'll look at Steve Kornacki and the big board. I love that guy and his big old technical board thingy, the big board. It's very fun. And then we'll look at the states as they get called. If we get Pennsylvania early in the night, they are in East Coast. So midnight for them, 12, 11, 10, 9 will only be 9 p.m. for me. And I'll still be up and I'll still be watching. If they call Pennsylvania early on that Tuesday night, it's over. It's Jover. Okay, there will be no chance for Donald Trump. There is no way he wins without Pennsylvania. It just can't happen. Even if he gets North Carolina and Georgia, and even if he gets Nevada, he still loses. We're looking at 270 for the Dems, 268 for him. He cannot win without Pennsylvania. It's the only shot he has. If he does get that, but Kamala gets North Carolina and Georgia, she still wins. If Trump gets Georgia and she only gets North Carolina, Trump wins. But if she picks up the Nevada, boop, she's back on top. There are several different directions that this can go. And it'll be fun to watch. But the very first and most important one is still going to be Pennsylvania. And I think this might be the most correct map. What am I missing here? Arizona, Georgia? No, I think this might be the most correct map. 308 is what I'm looking at right now. That's what I'm thinking. 308 to 230. And Georgia is Donald Trump is cheating in Georgia right now. He is putting people in charge. People who love Trump, people who denied the last election, are working in Georgia elections centers right now. It's going to be a shitty mess. But good news, it's not about Georgia. Georgia's important, but Pennsylvania's far more important. And they don't have any cheaters in Pennsylvania. So, what was the numbers? Because I think I found a situation where we all go down to Georgia and burn the place down. If we are looking at that, and then Georgia is still a toss-up. Neither one have won. This is a possibility as well. This is a terrible, well, not if she wins Pennsylvania. Okay, so if Trump does take Pennsylvania and North Carolina and Arizona, Georgia becomes not a battleground state for the election, a literal battleground. I mean, actual guns going off, people throwing bombs, fires being started, riots happening, protests happening, and counter-protests also being happening and smashing into each other. If we look at 257, 265, and it comes down to Georgia, who is known as a state to suck at counting their votes, and they've got just cockamamie wild-ass laws that keep getting changed 5 minutes before an election. It's a mess there. Georgia, you're right. Georgia judges rule that the hand recount rules can't happen because it's too late to implement them. You're correct. They did say that. But that doesn't stop them from jacking up the works. Shit is going down in Georgia right now with the election. If we're looking at this map right here, Democrats 257, Republicans 265, and it comes down to Georgia, Georgia's a shitty mess right now. They're in a mess because of their judges, and then there are other judges who are overriding those judges, and then people passing new laws, and then new people coming in and getting their ideas in place. It's a mess. And there's going to be lots and lots of lawsuits, and there's going to be lots of people screaming, lots of people fighting. The Republican operatives are going to be banging on the walls and banging on the doors and saying, stop the count. And then they're going to create riots around the place that's counting the votes and recounting the votes. And then they're going to start doing things to the people who work there. The people who work there are going to be on Twitter and on the news. They're going to be telling us about all these things that happen. And then the people who voted for Trump are going to be pushing their ideas within that voting as a voting employee, as an employee of the state, vote as a vote counter or something like that, as an official, are going to be pushing these things, and it's going to be a mess. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be awful, and we're going to have to watch. And you're not going to be able to do a damn thing about it. Doesn't matter what's legal. It just matters who is in charge at the time. It doesn't matter what is legal and what isn't legal when we get to that point. What matters is which judge it gets put in front of and who he wants to win. Because it's anarchy down there. It's anarchy in Georgia. Maybe that's the way we should say it. It is anarchy already. It's going to be worse. It's going to be anarchy plus violence if we come down to this map right here. But that map becomes instantly and immediately pointless if Kamala wins Pennsylvania. If she wins Pennsylvania and they call it, it doesn't matter what happens. Georgia, it doesn't matter about the chaos. It doesn't matter about the anarchy. It won't matter. Because if she wins it, she just wins bigger. If he wins it, she still wins. It doesn't matter. And this is actually what I think could happen. And I mean, yeah, 308 is where I think we're going to be, which is even better because that will be no real problems, no real violence, no real issues with the 308, because it'll be enough to where the people who don't trust the system can't easily fight it. Who you gonna flip? If you flip Georgia, it still doesn't fucking matter. If she's got 308 and the Republicans are like blah blah blah, you can't have, look at this recount in Georgia. Well, who cares? She's still at 292. They will sue in Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania doesn't have the anarchy and the insanity that's happening in Georgia right now. I haven't heard about that anyway. They have a much better government that isn't being swayed by Republican horseshit. So that is the silver lining we're looking for here. Early win for Kamala in Pennsylvania. I'll have to drink all my beer real fast because it'll be over. So what else do we have to talk about tonight? There is a doggy down here. I'm going to grab the doggy and I'm going to bring him up. We're going to have a little bubble break, and then we'll get back to the political rants. Here we go. He didn't want to look at the camera tonight. That's okay. Let's see. What other news do we have to talk about tonight? What other politics are happening? So we'll close the Georgia thing. Closing Windows, apparently. Gigantic nightmare on my system. Huge task. Closing Windows. Come on, computer. Musk donates $75 million to Trump campaign. Tesla billionaire becomes Republican Party megadonor as he gives to the America PAC. $75 million that Musk has spent to buy friends. I mean, he spent more than that to buy Twitter, right? He spent, what, $4 billion or something like that? A ridiculous amount to buy friends on Twitter. And it didn't work. People hate him more now than ever. Stop trying to buy friends, Elon. You're not doing it right. You're just messing it up. Let's see. Elon Musk has donated $75 million to Donald Trump's re-election bid, catapulting the Tesla billionaire into the ranks of the Republican megadonors. The world's richest man gave the sum to the pro-Trump American Political Action Committee in the 3 months to September after endorsing him in July. America PAC is focused on targeting voters in crucial battleground states, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. If you'd like to attend one of my talks, there's no attendance fee. You just need to have signed our petition supporting free speech and the right to bear arms and have voted in this election. He doesn't know what the word free speech means. He really doesn't. He has no fucking idea. He doesn't know what it means. Foreigners influencing the elections. Yeah, exactly. Is he even well, yeah, I would imagine that he is he's a citizen now. He has enough money to buy citizenship. I was about to say he can't run for office because he wasn't born here. So there's that. Close this one down to look at the next thing because this is leading up to my rant. Come on, computer. Why does closing a browser cause the browser to stall on me? Let's see. Okay, yeah, Trump focuses on women issues in front of all women audience on the Fox News town hall. So this happened. And it was dumb. Former President Donald Trump attempted to reach out to women voters with Fox News town hall that aired Wednesday morning. Trump took questions from an all-woman audience during the hour-long special. He heard from a friendly crowd on the range of issues, and they like cheered and wooed for him. They were like, woo, the way girls do when they're excited. So it's not like they chose neutral candidate, had a neutral audience. They all loved him. Let's see. He talked about reproductive rights late in the town hall, conceding that some states have passed abortion laws that are too tough. In the wake of Dobbs' decision, he also defended his comments to Maria Bartiromo over the weekend, where he called some Democrats the enemy from within and said he used the military against them. You can watch the whole thing. I don't think I'm allowed to watch the whole thing, which is insanity. But Fox News owns the copyrights to it, so I can't watch the whole thing. All I can do is look at cool little clippets of it. So I can go to X and I can go to there and do watch the little things, the little clips. So, fact check. Trump makes at least 19 false claims in 1 hour during his town hall with women. We're going to look at a few of those. He lied 19 times. They didn't ask him 19 questions, man. They did not. They asked him a few questions. I don't think they asked him 19 questions. He just lied 2 or 3 times on each one, you know? So this is my favorite. This is insane. This is nonsense. I am the father of IVF. What does that mean?
All right, let's get this question because I believe that's what this is about.
Oh, I want to talk about IVF. I'm the father.
You don't hear that every day.
I'm the father of IVF, so I want to hear this question.
Yeah. Hi, President.
Or
All right,
IVF.
let's get
I am the father of IVF. What does that mean? He doesn't know that IVF existed for a long time. It got invented back in the 70s, man. What year specifically? I think this one actually talked about it. Yeah, it got invented by like in the 70s. Yeah, here we go. Trump declared that he is entirely in favor of IVF, but also claimed, I am the father of IVF. This is just nonsense. The first child conceived through IVF was born in 1978. Donald Trump. How are you the father of IVF? Is it because you tried to protect it, even though you caused it to become under attack? IVF became under attack in Alabama, a red state, by a Republican judge passing Republican laws because a Republican, Donald Trump, canceled Roe v. Wade. Actually, he didn't cancel it. Because Republican Donald Trump put conservative Republicans on the Supreme Court, who then changed all the laws to cancel Roe v. Wade because they wanted to. They fucking felt like it. There was no law. There was no reasoning behind it. They felt like it. So they did. They promised us that they would, and they did. Republicans put people on the Supreme Court. Those Republicans on the Supreme Court then canceled Roe v. Wade, and a Republican president was responsible for it, and then a Republican judge in a Republican red state read the law, canceled IVF. How are you the protector? How are you the father of IVF? It is your policy causing IVF to be up in the air, causing the confusion. It is Republican policy that caused this problem with IVF. You are a Republican, Donald. It is your actions that have caused the confusion on IVF. Now we're going to watch this next part where he talks about that crazy lady. What was her name? Katie Britt. Yeah. So we're going to listen to his answer.
So although abortion does lie with the states, what is your stance on that, and what would you say to those women?
So I got a call from Katie Britt, a young, just a fantastically attractive person from...
Why does it matter that she's attractive? You freaking... you absolute creep. Why does it matter that she's attractive? If she were an ugly senator, old and wrinkled... would you not listen to her? He probably wouldn't.
From Alabama, she's a senator. And she called me up like emergency, because an Alabama judge had ruled that the IVF clinics were illegal and they have to be closed down. A judge.
A Republican judge. A right-wing Republican red-voting judge said that because of your actions.
Ruled. And she said, friends of mine came up to me and they were so angry. I didn't even know they were going, it's fertilization. I didn't know they were even involved in it. Nobody talks about it. They don't talk about it.
Lots of people talk about it. Everybody talked about it. Anybody who was an activist for abortion knew that IVF would be in trouble if Roe v. Wade were overturned. I've known that for at least a decade. He didn't know it because he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know that we have had political conversations before he was paying attention. He does not know that. He has never heard a political conversation that he wasn't involved in. If he wasn't specifically told about it, it never happened. No one ever said it. No one ever talked about it. No one's ever talked about it. Nobody's ever thought about this whole IVF thing. Everybody's thought about it.
But now that they can't do it, she said, I was attacked. In a certain way, I was attacked. And I said, explain IVF very quickly.
Because he didn't know what it was.
And within about 2 minutes, I understood it. I said, no. We're totally in favor of IVF. I came out with
something that he heard of 2 minutes ago. He is now in favor of. Listen, this is the problem with Republicans. They're making laws based on their feelings, and they don't know what the repercussions are. They don't know what's going to happen if they are given the ability to pass their legislation. If they're given the authority to pass their laws, they don't know what's going to happen afterward. Because they're idiots. They think that laws are just things that you pass to hurt the people you don't like. And all of a sudden, the people they do like got hurt by those laws. How did that happen? Well, Republicans, follow me, listen. If you don't know what the outcome is going to be, stop taking so many drastic actions. Okay? Stop changing the law. Stop fiddling with the dials and the knobs if you don't know what's going to happen afterward. They're in the most complicated, this is the biggest, most complicated fucking country in the history of humanity. And they're there fiddling with the knobs, moving dials around, turning knobs, flipping switches, not knowing what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen if they flip the switch. They don't care. They just don't like the color of the switch. This analogy has gotten away from me. Or maybe it's perfect. Donnie, don't talk to uggos. That's right. This was a 70-year-old old lady senator who called him up and said, hey, they're taking away our IVF. He just told her to shut it. Okay, so he found out what IVF was and then was on board for it. But it was his actions that put it in jeopardy. Stop doing things if you don't know what's going to happen afterward, Donnie. Honestly. You're too dumb to run this complicated, difficult country. Fact check, John Deere says that Trump's story about how he saved the U.S. jobs with a tariff threat was fictional. So he made that up too. Are you ready? Are you ready? Trump said. John Deere, great company. They announced about a year ago they're going to build big plants outside of the United States, right? They're going to build them in Mexico. I said, if John Deere builds those plants, they're not selling anything in the United States. And then they just announced yesterday they're probably not going to build the plants, okay? I kept the jobs here. This didn't happen. But a search of news articles and the corporate press releases showing nothing about any such John Deere announcement the day prior. And in response, Trump's story, John Deere spokesman told Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg News that it had not changed its plans or announced any such changes. He's just making things up. His stories. If Donald Trump tells you a story about a guy who owned a truck, and he said this is the truck, and it's the most beautiful truck in the world, it's the best truck that he's ever seen, and he's going to drive it all over the place, but he can't because of the regulations, he's making it up. When he tells you, John Deere, great company, they did the thing, they were going to build these factories, don't build them in Mexico, and then they didn't. When you fact check it, when you go backward to determine when this happened, it didn't happen. Because he's just making things up. He doesn't need your reality. He will create his own. And that's why I can't trust him. That's why I don't like him. He has a misunderstanding of what these tariffs do. He creates a delusion in his own head, sometimes about people who own trucks, sometimes about John Deere, sometimes about migrants eating cats and dogs. He makes up delusions in his head. Then he spits them out. And in the news media is like, when the hell did this happen? And they go around, they start searching, and they start investigating. But like I said at the very beginning of the stream, there aren't any investigative journalists anymore. They all just cruise Twitter all day and then write something quippy to talk about from what they see on Twitter, and that's my fucking job. Okay, listen, news media, you're supposed to go out there with your investigative journalists, tell us what's going on. Then I'm supposed to write the quippy bits. I'm supposed to look at that on Twitter and then just joke about it with chat. That's not your job. Okay, it's my job. Stop stealing my jobs. The news media took my job. Because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He makes things up all the time. These super cool scenarios that prove what a good businessman he is didn't happen. It just never happened. Ugh. And we're going to go back to, okay, let's look at Vance. And then I'm going to rant for a minute. Not that, because I haven't started ranting yet. And again, I close a window, and that causes my entire system to just bog down and stop moving because it's got to close all these ads, you know? Okay, here we go. Vance says, no, Trump did not lose the 2020 election. He finally said it at last. Vance, presidential candidate J.D. Vance, vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance, said, no, former President Trump did not lose the 2020 election. By the words the Republican would use, okay, let's read his actual quote because CNN butchers it. On the election of 2020, I've answered this question directly 1,000,000 times. No, you didn't. J.D. Vance, no, you didn't. No, I think there are serious problems in 2020. This is why we keep asking you, because we think you're lying. So, did Donald Trump lose the election? Not by the words that I would use, okay? What kind of half-assed politician weasel fucking talk is that? Not by the words that I would use. Yes or no question. He's like, not by the words I would use. Weasel politician. He is a typical half-assed lying politician. He is everything that he claims not to be. Everything the Republicans think that he is, he isn't. So he's using weaselly words to avoid a very simple yes or no question. I really couldn't care less if you agree or disagree with me on this issue. The senator continued, here's the thing that I focus on, because what the media will do, they'll focus on the court cases or they'll focus on some crazy conspiracy theory. No, man, you're the one focusing on court cases and crazy conspiracy theories. Did he win? No. If you had said that years ago, we wouldn't keep hounding you about it. But the fact that you won't say no, and we all know the answer is no, means that the next reporter is going to ask you, and the next reporter is going to ask you, and then the next reporter is going to ask you, because then we get to watch you dance and weasel your way around. And that's fun for us, as we hope that it causes maybe a brain hemorrhage or your nose to start bleeding. We all kind of want that to happen. We hope it does. The fact that you so clearly, blatantly lie about this. Did he win? No. You could have said it years ago. You could have said sadly no. Did Donald Trump win? Regrettably no. Regrettably no. You could have said sadly no. You could have said, you could have put some lamentation into your heart and said no, he didn't. And that is a terrible sin. That is a crime. You can call it anything you want, as long as the answer is no. That is why we keep asking him. That is why the reporters keep coming up to him and bugging the shit out of him and asking him, why people on the street just keep asking him, hey, who won? They ask that because they suspect that he is going to lie. If he's lying about the last one, which he is, that makes him more likely to lie about the next one. Fiction is fun. Okay, so it is a lot of fun. And I think social media has ruined our fact versus fiction discernment capabilities. I love fiction. I love fictional stories. They take the feelings and emotion from reality and amp them up. Fiction highlights our humanity and increases the drama in a safe way. Going to a new planet with aliens is an impossibility, but watching Captain Kirk explore an unknown new planet is fun. Seeing him grapple with the new culture's morality, sometimes grappling with their women, is enjoyable. And I bring up the old Star Trek for a reason. Back when the news was boring was the 70s. It was slow. They just reported the facts. There was no big difference between the main news orgs, ABC, CBS, and NBC. They all reported the same things. Not because of a conspiracy. They all report the same things. So it must be a conspiracy. They're all in on it. No. It's because they didn't add any politics or opinions or narrative, just the facts. I have to throw a Bobo toy. Come here. Give it to me. You're interrupting the rant, Bobo. Just the most important part, Bo. And yeah, I brought up the old stuff because that ended because everything in this country must be monetized. Everything must turn a profit. This led to the sensationalization of the news. It's a hard word to say, but I'm glad I got it right on the first try. The news used to lose these companies' money. ABC, CBS, and NBC employed the reporters. They put out the reports, and they read it out loud, and they ate up valuable advertising time. And because of that stuff, the companies lost money on the news. And they didn't want that to happen. Has everyone agreed that Trump is a foreign agent yet? Yeah, he very well might be. But because everything has to be monetized and everything has to turn a profit, this led to the sensationalization of the news. Then that leads to them making things more exciting to make people watch. And if you want people to watch TV, they want more people to watch. And if more people watch the TV, the execs can charge more for soda commercials. This leads to CNN and the 24-hour news networks. Hype, excitement, breaking news, red lights, text scrolling at the bottom of the screen, expensive graphics, and those hot and sexy opinions. And understand that that's what I'm doing too. I totally recognize that with the TTS and the fun emotes. That's what I'm doing. But I'm not telling you that I am the news. I am political. I am biased, and I am offering you my perspective on the news. Fox, CNN, and MSNBC, however, are claiming to be news, but also offering the opinion and perspectives. Some of them hide it and obfuscate it, the amount that is news versus the opinion, but they're all in a business. They need to turn a buck via advertising. That makes me not trust them. Makes you not trust them too sometimes, I would suspect. And that is why people tend not to trust the news, because it's run for profit. Then we got the internet, which made everything worse. Online reality is whatever you want it to be, because any idiot can get on there and spread misinformation. The TV news orgs had some regulation and ethics. Twitter does not anymore. At this moment, it only has one ethic, only one principle: get views. It's all that matters. That's all there is. Is the thing you said fake? Who cares? It got views. Did you post war footage from 2006 and claim that it happened in Gaza yesterday? Who cares? It got views. Are you inventing sexual abuse allegations against a famous politician based on nothing? Who cares? It got views. Are you spreading conspiracy theories about emergency aid to Americans hurt by a natural disaster? Who cares? It got views. This leads to a misinformed population who can no longer determine what is real and what is not. I think that's what we're seeing with these Trump fans. They don't know what's real anymore. If they can't tell what's real or not, they get led around by their feelings. Trump uses fake information to make them feel good. They'll like him, and they'll want to believe he's telling the truth. So he is. If you believe Donald Trump is telling the truth, he is. There's nothing I can do to stop that. I can't tell you. I can't fact check your way out of believing that the things he says is true. If Kamala uses real information and it makes people feel bad, they recoil. They don't want to listen to her. They think that she's telling them the truth because that's not what they want to hear. They'll call her a liar, even though all the facts are on her side, if they don't want to hear it. And the point that I'm trying to get to is that we need some sort of off-ramp. Regular people who are slightly conservative, but also worried about Trump and his slow descent into fascism, need a way to save face in public. And this is what I'm trying to say to any conservative watching. If you think Trump has gone too far, all you have to do is admit to yourself that you fell for an interesting fictional story that made you feel good. You don't have to tell everyone about it. You don't have to find a blue-haired trans person and commit seppuku in front of them. Just recognize, good Lord, just recognize that due to your anti-establishment views, you got bamboozled. And then in an effort to avoid future bamboozlement, don't vote for Trump. I'm not asking you to vote for Kamala either. Just leave the presidential choice blank. This is why I keep talking about it over the past couple of weeks. Conservatives, just leave your presidential choice blank. This can be the off-ramp. Get off the Trump highway. And I've been bamboozled before. I have. I was young and I went to a county fair, and the guy was fast talking, and I gave him $20, and he gave me a bunch of darts, and I threw them at balloons, and then I popped some of the balloons, and some of the balloons didn't pop, and then he gave me some money back, but then he took some of it back from me, and he's doing some kind of, I don't know what he was doing. He was talking so fast, and he took some money from me, and then I gave it back to him. He took it from me, and then he gave it back to me. Then he gave me change, and then he gave me too much change, and then he gave me not enough change, and then we swapped about it again, and eventually I had no money and a very small stuffed animal. I don't know what happened, but then I didn't have enough money to go on the rides for the rest of the day, and I was very sad. I learned from that. I said, hey, if anybody's fast talking like that, asking you for money, stop and say no. Back the hell up. Everything's a scam. And I don't think the Republicans know that. They don't know, or that maybe they do know that everything's a scam, but not the things that make them feel good. If it makes them feel good, it's not a scam. Ooh. And that's the rant for tonight. I appreciate everybody was here. I'm going to get I think that's all. Well, no, I got some more Kamala stuff to talk about. But that was tonight's rant. Thank you for being here. Thank you for seeing it. And I'll turn that, hopefully, into a short and some YouTube videos for tomorrow. So let me see. Let's look at some Kamala news, because we've got some of that, too. Let's close that. Go here. Go, computer. Go. There are fewer tabs open now. Perhaps it will move faster. No? Guess not. Anyway, if you're watching, if you're paying attention, hop into the Discord. You can leave links in there to tell me what to talk about. If you, Shinsinto did that tonight with the Georgia election link, so it was very nice. Thank you, sir. And if you want to, you can go to the YouTube link right there and watch old videos, stuff like that. All of the live streams I leave on the live tab. The best bits get trimmed down and turned into videos, or short little things to get people to bait engagement. All right, let's look at this next one. Oops, wrong button. There it is. Kamala Harris surprises rallygoers with damning video of Donald Trump. The vice president literally rolled the tape on her Republican rival, drawing gasps from the audience in Erie, Pennsylvania. So let's see what she had to say. Here it is. Go.
And so after all these years, we know who Donald Trump is. He is someone who will stop at nothing to claim power for himself. And you don't have to take my word for it. I've said for a while now, watch his rallies. Listen to his words. He tells us who he is. And he tells us what he would do if he is elected president. So here tonight, I will show you one example of Donald Trump's worldview and intentions. Please roll the clip.
The worst people are the enemies from within.
The enemy from within. Those people are more dangerous, the enemy from within, than Russia and China.
These people should be put in jail the way they talk about our judges and our justices.
I'm going to stop him right there. They should be in jail the way they talk about our judges. He talks shit about judges all the time. He said that Juan Merchan couldn't judge him because he's vaguely Hispanic, and because Donald Trump has done so much to the border and to prevent Hispanic people from coming here, that clearly any judge of Hispanic descent cannot possibly be unbiased towards him. He talks shit about judges all the time.
Now, if you had one really violent day, one rough hour, and I mean real rough.
I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics.
I'm a radical left lunatic. He's talking about me when he talks about people that the National Guard ought to rough up, or even the military.
And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military.
I jumped the gun on that one. But yeah, that's me he's talking about. It's great. She's in Pennsylvania getting boos from the crowd. Great. Yes, they came there to see her. I think she's going to win in Pennsylvania. She's there. She's getting support. She's getting the numbers. She's doing a normal Democrat job. She could be talking about the leftism she's going to do, but she's not. She's got to get the people in the middle, and I understand that. Kamala Harris agrees that Donald Trump is a fascist. Yes, we can say that. So she didn't specifically say that he's a fascist. Charlemagne asked her, can we call him a fascist? And she said yes. Where did it go? Charlemagne then, in effect, goaded her into making the leap, saying the other is about fascism. Why can't we just say that? And her immediate reply was, yes, we can say that. So did she call him a fascist? Not completely. Did Charlemagne say he's a fascist? Yes, and then she agreed. So it's kind of a roundabout thing. If any of the people if you know a conservative who's upset about this, they're going to be like, oh, she called him a fascist. Now they're going to shoot him again. I'm like, well, okay, well, quit being a fascist, Donnie. If you stop being fascist, then maybe people will stop calling you a fascist. Stop doing fascist things. Let's see. Harris proposes 1 million forgivable loans to black entrepreneurs as Trump makes inroads. So this has gotten a lot of people riled up because she's suggesting loans that don't have to be paid back to black entrepreneurs. Where's my white money? Is what they say. That just means you don't understand how racism works. Vice President Kamala Harris unveils the Opportunity Agenda, plan for black men, which includes a proposal of forgivable loans up to $20,000 for black entrepreneurs. She also pledged to support federal marijuana legalization, a big step towards the Biden administration's current stance. So she's talking about legalizing it as well. This is hidden under the second one, and it's weird, and I'm not entirely sure why. It's because she didn't just come out and say, hey, we're going to make it federalized, or we're going to make it federally legal. She just kind of weasel-worded, kind of waffled on it. Harris's crypto plans will make sure owners and investors in digital assets benefit from the regulatory framework so that black men and others who participate in this market are protected. So she said all this to a whole group of people who were asking her about how she's going to make America better for them, they being black men. So let's see. But I poorly quote MLK Jr. That means racism is over. Yeah, I know. You are correct about that. We elected Barack Obama. I thought racism was over. It's true. So we don't have any actual solid understanding about her marijuana thing, which I think would be interesting. We will break down unjust legal barriers that hold black men and other Americans back by legalizing marijuana nationally, working with Congress to ensure that safe cultivation, distribution, and possession of recreational marijuana is the law of the land. According to the campaign statement, she didn't say that. She hasn't done. Did she break glass in case of emergency? We're going to make marijuana legal. No. She got close. She's poking the glass. I really do think that would help her. Everybody's always said that. Like if you really want to win, promise to legalize it, and then you'll get all these voters. And I don't think you will. I think we get a few votes. I think the people are already pretty much set. I can't imagine somebody in Pennsylvania or Georgia or Michigan that's stuck in the center somewhere. They're kind of in the middle. They don't know who to vote for, and then Kamala says we're going to make weed legal. And they're like, oh, that did it. I'll jump over to her side then. I don't think that kind of person exists. I think that most of the people who aren't decided already aren't undecided because they have complex morals and they're so close to the center they can't decide. No, they're not paying attention. They don't know what's going on. They can't name the three branches of the government. They can't name how many senators there are. They don't know who their senator is. They don't know any of these things. And because they don't know these things, they, instead of saying, nah, I don't know, man. How would I know that? If you ask me a question about I don't know, pick a subject. If I don't know anything about it, I'll tell you, man, I don't know shit about that. I don't know about welding. I got no idea. HVAC repair, nothing, man. You could ask me questions all day long about HVAC repair, and I'd be like, nah, man, I don't know. But I don't pretend to know. You're supposed to pretend when it comes to politics for some reason, and I don't know why that is. Everybody apparently has an opinion, and the people in the middle have their opinions based on the lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding, and a severe case of not paying the fuck attention. So that's what they do. They don't pay attention. They're busy. They got shit to do. There's too much TV to watch. I dig it. I get it. So many new anime this year. 2024 is a great year for anime. You got to watch them all. So you don't have time to pay attention to learn who your senator is. You don't have time to pay attention to Donald Trump's latest verbal diarrhea. You don't have time to determine whether or not he is a fascist. I've got time for that because I want to do it, because I like it. I think it's fun. So I'm going to keep doing that. But the people in the middle who are undecided don't know anything. And instead of accepting an education, instead of like looking into it, they just pretend that they're really complicated special boys. I don't think you are. I think you're just not paying attention. And it's hurting the rest of us. If you just pay attention, you would know one side is worse than the other. So what the hell was I talking about? Okay, speaking of people who don't know what the hell they're talking about, Joe Rogan. Should Kamala go on Joe Rogan? There is some suggestion that she will. Harris could join Joe Rogan podcast in hunt for male voters. Is this a good idea? I want your take on this. Please tell me. I'm gonna put it out on. I'm gonna put it on my Discord as well, and then on the social bit of YouTube to ask if that's a good idea or not. I don't think it is. Let's figure out whether it's a good idea or not. Please tell me what you're thinking. Best case scenario, I suppose. She would go there. She would use, I don't know, her charm to roll over anything stupid that Joe Rogan says. And she would come out looking good. But most of the people watching and listening would just be hate viewing. They would just be in a rage, in a frothing, angry, upset state the minute they hit play. They're not going there with, I wonder what she's going to say. Let's have a listen. Let's think about this rationally. No. The people listening are just going to be hateful. They're just going to be frothing at the mouth, super angry that she's there because they've been told to hate her. That's what I think is going to happen. That's why I would suggest that she doesn't do that, because Fox News is shitty, and the people there are shitty, and the people there lie about her all the time, sure. But they also keep it somewhat civilized, and the people who were their audience could hear a normal person talk and be okay with it, is what I'm thinking. The Fox News grandpa could hear her talk, and maybe he could say, okay, well, maybe she's not as bad as I thought. I don't think you can get that from Joe Rogan. I really don't think you can get that from his audience. I don't think anybody watching Joe Rogan doesn't already have an opinion. Nobody's listening to him saying, I don't know who I'm going to vote for. The best you could do is that, the frothing, raging, angry hate views slow down. I mean, some of them stop frothing quite so much because she didn't specifically call for communism. Rogan got death threats because he wanted RFK Jr. over Trump. Yeah, I know, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Something along those lines. So he did get death threats because he wanted RFK over Trump. That's because the people who are going to send those death threats will be hate watching this interview he has with Kamala. And if you go into something wanting to hate it, you will. I'm a Star Wars fan. I've been a Star Wars fan for a very long time. And I know that if you walk into that theater intending to hate a thing, you will hate it. And then when you come out and you go to YouTube and you find all the other people who are hating it, you'll glom together. Whoa, boy, we sure did hate that Star Wars. And then you'll find a YouTuber who will tell you why you hate it. And then it'll make you feel good. And it'll give you a sense of identity. That is what I think would happen. The people who gave Rogan the death threats would intentionally already hate her, listen only to hate her, misconstrue everything she has to say, recontextualize all of it, just like they do on Twitter. I don't know if you've ever been to Twitter. It's a terrible place. Don't go there. It's full of Nazis. Don't go there. So if you've ever been to Twitter, it's awful. The people there take any word, any spoken thing that she says, and then twist it into some wild insinuation. It doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't even close to what she's actually talking about or saying or meaning. And they just scream about and vomit nonsense into each other's faces. They vomit fake news into each other's faces. And I think that that's what would happen, is that she would go there, they would pick out their favorite clips, they would go to Twitter, they would reload those favorite hate clips and put a bunch of hate underneath it, and then the hate spiral would continue. Hate is an economy now. I'm not happy about that. I wish it wasn't the giant behemoth of capitalism that it seems to be. But hate is an industry. And Joe Rogan is in that industry. I don't think he's specifically hating on certain people. Sometimes he's just an idiot who's asking questions. Which is why I think that Kamala could, if she practiced and understood how he operates, roll him. She really could. It's not like he has debate tactics. He usually just asks questions. Why is that? Why is that? How did this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is that? Generally, it's his style, which is fine. But he gets the biggest numbers when he brings hard right people on. Ben Shapiro, some guy from the CIA, that goober in a suit whose name I don't remember. Right-wing people, the Weinstein brothers, Christ almighty, Jordan Peterson, good God, the fucking Riddler. You know, when he brings them on, he gets higher numbers and he knows it. So if he's going to bring Kamala on, it's going to be hate views, hate watches, everybody's going to hate on it, and they're going to create hours of clips and frothing at the mouth insanity, spit and hatred at her because of it. And I don't think that's going to help. Itchy tonight. I don't think that's going to help her cause. I don't think that's going to make her a better candidate. I don't think that's going to win her any median voters. I don't think it's going to get her any sort of middle of the road people who were undecided. This isn't going to get her a point in Pennsylvania. It's not going to get her anything. And if she's not getting anything, why is she spending her time? Why is she working her ass off to get Joe Rogan's viewers excited? I don't get it. Seems like a bad idea. I don't think she'll get anything from it, is what I'm getting at. So, let's see. I am done with the news tonight. I had a couple more tabs, but I don't want to read them. So I am going to get Vampire Survivor started. If you're watching, if you're paying attention, hop in the chat, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling. Use the TTS or the exclamation speak in YouTube chat to use the text-to-speech and yell at me as I play Vampire Survivors. What was I have 3 more of these things to do. Crystal Cries was the name of Vampire. I'm just Googling something so I can figure out how to get the achievement. While we wait. Come on. Close this. Close this. Close this. Close, damn you. And then start up Steam. That'll take a minute. In the meantime, please go over to the Discord there. Hop over to the YouTube. I got quite a few YouTube views the other day. My best video ever has bumped up to a whopping 1,500 views. Very exciting. Very cool for me. I love it. Now I'm Googling things that I should be better at. Survivor, Lock Trigger, Starry Heavens, She-Moon, it. Okay, how do I get it though? How do I get this achieve? Defeat frozen enemies, gives bonus max health, growth, blah, blah, blah. Crystal Souls will provide growth. Max, what is this? Why does the internet suck so much? All right, did that finally close? My computer is being really slow tonight. All right, come on, you close. I told you. Yes, say it. Fine, whatever. Shut up. Stupid computer. Just doing what I tell it. How dare you? Get out of the way. There we go. Now we start Steam, and that'll take 12 minutes. How do I get the... achievement? I'm trying to Google it, but I have to use web pages, and web pages are dog shit, as we discussed earlier. Web pages don't function at all. Choose Shimun Ida. I can't choose her. How do I unlock her? Good God. I have to do a different website now. Jesus Christ. I hate the internet. God, you're so bad. Shimun. I have to unlock a character named Shimun. Do I have her? Guess I do. I don't remember her. There's too many characters in this game. And it is slowly loading. Sorry for sucking tonight. I really did suck tonight, didn't I? It's important to know these things. Computers do slow. Steam wasn't up and ready. Noisy downstairs. Bobo wouldn't look at the camera. Can't all be winners. But it's important to be here anyway. Okay, Reddit. So much better than Google. Okay. Evolve for primary weapon. Pick up the stopwatch. Bunch of runes pop up. During the freeze, you'll know you did it. Okay, great. That sounds easy. Come on, game. Load. So I'm trying to get my blue ribbon back. In case you don't know, I'm trying to get the blue ribbon back. The game keeps stealing my blue ribbon from me. I feel so good and accomplished when I have it. Then they take it from me with every new update. That's very upsetting. They should just add a number to it or something like that. Should just put another ribbon up there for the next update worth of stuff. And it takes so long to load. Everything I do is slow. God, I need a new computer. Go. Why did you minimize? What are you doing to me? Well, are you moving? Did you die? I don't know. There it is. Okay, great. Thank you. I would load it up before I start the stream, but I'm fucking terrified that it'll make the stream lag even slower. I used to have a good computer. I did. I used to. Until I let a kid touch it. I think the kid touched it. I think that's what he did. He installed some kind of crap. Where did you go? Okay, so we're going to go to OBS. We're going to go to webcap screen. There we go. We're going to turn off the window capture. We're going to turn on the game capture. Boom. It should appear. Maybe. If we're lucky. There it is. Took a few finger flicks, but there it is. Then we're going to do here. We're going to press the button. All right. We're going to start. Shimun, she's right there. Okay, great. So I have to level up her weapon and pick up the clock power up. Or pick up one of those clocks off the ground, but this will be fine. I'm going to do that. And then we're going to go. Now, what evolves the spear? I hate the spear, but the wings evolve the spear. Okay. So we're going to need some wings for that. Those are not wings. Also not wings. We're going to banish the dog. So what would Rogan ask Kamala Harris? What would he ask her? Like, what kind of questions would he go and ask? I think it would be weird and bad and dumb, but maybe he could do a good job. Maybe he could be like, hey, what's this thing in the government? And I mean, maybe she could talk about it. I don't know. He would definitely ask about the weed thing, for sure. I haven't watched Rogan in a couple of years. Not since COVID, honestly. He went off the deep end. And even before COVID, he was just bringing on right-wing grifters. And he would just believe what they said. And I was like, hey, Joe, that's not true. That's nonsense. The things they're telling you, not real. And so I really felt like he was being taken advantage of just because he didn't know the things. And so why would I watch it, right? Does anybody else watch Joe Rogan? Did you used to? Did you do the same as me and just expect him when he fell off during COVID, abandon him? I hate the spirit. So freaking stupid. God. You have to aim it, you know? That's good. Still not wings. Homing missiles are good. Weapon power up is good. I watch him. I watch other creators that criticize him and the way he platforms scientists, conspiracy theorists, and grifters. Yeah, it's. I think it was okay when he was doing the wacky grifters because he kind of was laughing at them. You know, he would have flat earthers on there and Alex Jones. He had Alex Jones on there plenty of times, and he would just ask him leading questions. And normal people could be like, "Ha ha ha, they're so stupid," but. Yeah, I think he really he got tricked by the right wing. Ben Shapiro showed up and brought a bunch of them, and then not Peter Thiel, the Weinsteins were on there a bunch of times, and he fell right into what is it, evolutionary psychology. You know, that's nonsense. Evolutionary psychology is not a thing, and because he fell into it. Everybody started falling into it, and they all started thinking about the purpose of certain body parts as far as evolutionary psychology goes. And like, no, man, this doesn't make sense. Actual scientists stopped showing up. There was a whole argument about that, and then COVID happened, and then the scientists didn't want to debate COVID, but grifters love debate. I'm a grifter. I love debate. I'm just an ethical grifter, you see. Grifters and people who like to yap like me, we like debate because you can put ideas into people's head and you can get them to think a different way, which I think is interesting, which is fun and cool. Thinking about things is fun and interesting, and everybody should do it more often, and more people should think. But the dishonest grifters are pushing the truth. They have the truth. They know what's real. They know what the actual truth is, and it's not what you think, but it involves giving them money. And I think that's what he got tricked into. Also not wings. Come on. See the stupid spear. Half the time it just points at nothing. Half the time my spear just points at nothing because I walk towards the empty spaces, you see, so that I don't get killed. And the point of this entire game is to walk toward the empty space. But if you're walking towards the empty space, that means your spear is shooting at empty space. Spear is a bad weapon. No wings there either, but candle is good. AJ thinks they're friends. Yeah, and he might, like, personally be friends with AJ. They used to run around and do silly, fun pranks and stuff like that when they were younger. And AJ is also a grifter. You know, he's an unethical grifter where he needs to tell you what's going on. Cody, what's up? Thanks for coming. We're playing video games and talking about whether or not Kamala should go on Joe Rogan. What do you think? Do you think she should go on Joe Rogan? And if she does, what questions would he ask her? What questions should she talk about? All that fun stuff. Yeah, I think, Alex Jones is probably personal friends with Joe Rogan, but I have a feeling you don't hang out with Alex Jones all that long before you get tired of him and you go do something else. Gemini helps with the spear. Oh, I guess it would. Okay. I can pick that one up next try. I need the wings. Where are the damn wings? Feel strongly that I don't know if she should go on. Yeah, it could go fine. I don't think it could go well, which is why I think she should avoid it. I don't think there's any upside. There's some neutral, there's some okay, and then there's a lot of bad. And I don't see as some sort of real big positive that she's going to get out of it. And she would be given the bog standard political answers. It's not like we're going to get some wild new information from her. You know, she's just going to say the same thing she says on the stump. You know, everything that she said into a camera is just what she's going to say again. So it's not like she's going to be caught off guard or getting deep into a specific subject, which is what you're supposed to do on podcasts. That's what they exist for, so that you can get way down deep in the weeds on a single topic or something like that, and then not be as careful with your language and have a good time. You know, I don't think she would do that. And if you hate her already and you're a Joe Rogan fan, you're just going to hate on her the entire time. I can't imagine somebody being in the middle of the road listening to Joe Rogan and then choosing comedy. You know? having the Joe Rogan podcast convincing. I just don't see that as a possibility. That's not a wing. Also not a wing. What are we banishing? We're banishing something. Stone mask. Get out of here. No one likes you. And I remember a long time ago when conspiracy theories were fun. You know, it was kind of fun to think about the ancient Mayans and the Doomsday Clock and aliens and Bigfoot and all kinds of fun stuff. But then, after 9/11, the conspiracies took on a very political tone, and they weren't fun anymore. It was all that hate. And then after Obama, a lot of the conspiracy theorists just turned into racists. And that was very unfun. There was a stupid conspiracy theory website that I went to back in the day that was just silly and had aliens and alternate calendars and all kinds of fun stuff and Bigfoot and there were plenty of 9/11 truthers there. You could avoid them if you wanted to, or you could see what they had to say. But when Obama got elected, it just broke their brains. The entire place overnight just became flooded with hatred for black people. And it had to stop going there. Can I get the wings, please? That's not them. We're gonna banish some crap. Well, actually, I could take another weapon. It is true that she went on a couple of other podcasts, and like the Howard Stern show, and that's I think that's fine. Those are more normal podcasts to go on, as strange as that sounds. Howard Stern's just normal, you know. The girl podcast, Call Her Daddy. It's not one that I've ever listened to, but it has 5 million downloads a week, and most of them are young women. So that's the right place for her to go. The phaser, yeah, I'll take the phaser. Yeah, nothing but the book. Everything else gets banished. I mean, nothing but the wings. Banish the base. Get out of here. We're banishing the spinach. Wings. There you are, you son of a bitch. Alright. I think we got this. This is my... Yeah, that is leveled up, isn't it? So we're gonna... Oop. We're gonna digivolve? No? Alright. We have to digivolve the spear and then pick up a stopwatch. Apparently. That's not digivolving either. I have to level the wings all the way up? Guess I could do that before I pick up any more treasure box. Shouldn't be that hard. It's only like 5 levels to it, right? Yeah, I'll only need 1, 2, 3 more. what kind of questions would Joe ask her? What kind of questions would Joe Rogan ask her? I'm thinking like definitely about the weed, definitely about Iran, definitely about Tim Walz, maybe. Well, does he know who Tim Walz is? I haven't watched him in such a long time. I suppose I don't know what he would ask anymore. 9/11. So, what do you know about 9/11? Can you tell us about the aliens? Have you been to Area 51? You are the vice president. Have you been to Area 51? Digivolved. Spear. Alright. Alright, now I need to pick up a stopwatch. And we'll be ready to go. Hope I don't die. Am I getting close to dying? Why am I almost there? So we need to go on a trek. Break all the lamps. Where are the links? Give me your stopwatches. Werewolves apparently do not have stopwatches. Stopwatches. Come on. You're killing me, Bo. This is a very important part of the game. I don't want to lose. There's a stopwatch, gotcha. Whoa, things are getting weird. Have you ever... I'm on a DMT trip. I'm so glad I was thinking about Joe Rogan. I just took an ayahuasca trip. Does that happen every time I pick up a stopwatch? I want to do it again. I'm addicted now. Fuck. I'm addicted to psychedelics. God, this is why my 7th grade health class told me not to take them. Ah, it's a fucking gateway drug. They were right. high school health teacher was correct. It only takes one acid trip to make you insane. Because then you get flashbacks. You're legally insane. I got told that by an adult. You know? I'm not kidding. Like, an adult told me that. A grown man with a mortgage and children and a wife and a career. Oh. He told me that if you do LSD too often, more than like 5 times in your entire life, the government will consider you legally insane because you could have a flashback at any time. And your body can't process the acid, so it stores it in your spine. And if you just crack your back a certain way, you can have another acid trip. And because of that, you're legally insane. You're not allowed to have lots of jobs. And you have to disclose that when you fill out a job application, that you are legally insane. Yeah, PCP straight. Yeah. So yeah, a grown man told me. Like, and we wonder why we're having so much trouble with this election. Because the people who believed him are still believing things. Belief is the problem, as I always say. You never heard the spine stories? Those told a couple of kids mess up your brain chemistry. Yeah. Somebody told me that that same adult grown man was like, yeah, your body has no idea what to do with it. He's like, it's such a alien, foreign compound that your body just stores it in your spinal fluid because it has nowhere else to put it. There's nowhere else to do with it. And so if you crack your back a certain way, you'll just trip all over again. You'll release it. And you can just have another acid trip anytime you want. And that didn't sound real to me. I was like, well, I don't think, how does things get stored in your spinal fluid? How does that make any sense? But I was already doubting everything that adults told me back then. Scoob. I can feel the music. Yeah, exactly. You bored at work, just a little stretching. You know, a lot more fun. Yeah. My homing missiles leveled up. They explode bigger. Take that, evildoers. But Shinsindo, you found the flaw. Because you are legally insane, you can crack your back and get high on acid anytime you want. You wouldn't have a job, you see? You wouldn't have a boring day at work. I see the angels. They've come to take my soul. And, okay if they kill me. What if I just stop? Will they be able to beat me? Doesn't seem like they can. I've accomplished my goal. I've gotten high enough. So. I don't want to alter my brain chemistry or become legally insane. So I'll just sit right here and wait. Catch him. He doesn't like to be picked up, but I do it anyway. Do you have to self-register? How would they know? Yeah, I know. That's see, because this grown adult man has never had that question. He's never thought about it. He was told this is a thing. And so he either believes it completely and has never questioned it because belief is the problem, or he's just repeating nonsense to children to scare them because he thinks he's helping by lying to the children and telling them scary stories about drugs. They won't do it. If you scare them enough, they won't ever touch them. And that's an acceptable thing to lie about in his eyes. So, has he never thought about it? Maybe, I don't know. It's possible. Or is he just telling a scary story that he doesn't want the children asking if he killed? If one of the children is a bit like, hey, how would you register as legally insane? Like, is there a form you have to fill out? How do we get it? He would change the subject. He would say, oh, well, that's not what we're talking about today. Let's go back to class. If you ever give him a question you can't answer, he'll just dodge it. And say, yeah, that's not what we're talking about. All right. Let's I mean, I've filled out plenty of job applications, and never has one of them said, are you legally insane? I mean, that's never popped up. I've never seen that one on there. All right, Trio Starry Heavens with a She Moon Ida. Done. I am at, let's see, 2 more to go. Reach a cooldown bonus from -85 with Space Dude and trigger Weird Souls Purifier with Santa Lodana. The hell does that mean? Weird Souls Purifier with Santa Lodana. Trigger Weird Souls Purifier. Locks 10, hail from the future. Okay, Santa Lodana. Who's Santa Lodana? There's Santa Lodana. Okay. Cooldown. Okay. I don't know what to do, but I'll try and figure it out. Because I'm 2 away from having my thing back. And the Space Dude one is hard. I already tried doing that once and I failed. So I don't know how to do it. I'm going to have to Google something. And as soon as I get those 2, I'll have my ribbon back. And then, what will I do? I'll see if there's an update for Death Must Die. And then we'll see if there's an update and some new gods or new stuff for Death Must Die. We'll play Death Must Die. And then on the 15th, maybe, of November, assuming I haven't been taken into custody by Donald Trump's brown shirts, I'll get to play Path of Exile 2. And maybe it'll even run on my computer. I'll close everything else off. I'll just have OBS and Path of Exile 2, and we'll play Path of Exile 2 together. It'll be a good time. That's on November the 15th, assuming that we're not all in the gulag because Donald Trump won. I might be in the gulag. It's my face. You'll be able to figure out who I am. Anybody in chat probably won't get found out, and I won't turn on you. Even if I do know your real identities. Some of you, I won't tell the gulag who you are. So they probably won't be able to catch you. So you should be a little bit more safe there. And that's it for me tonight. It's 9 o'clock. I appreciate everybody who was here. Thank you very much. I know it's a Wednesday. Wednesdays are always really slow. So I appreciate everybody who was here. Thank you for letting me pretty much just make my YouTube videos live, because that's what I'm doing, right? To get out there, to get noticed, the algorithm has to have videos. I have to make videos. So what I'm basically doing when I'm doing the rant and it sounds like I'm reading off a script, it's because I am. I typed all the stuff up earlier in the day, and then I just kind of read it into the camera, and I turn that into a YouTube video later. How did she do on Fox? I didn't see. I haven't seen it yet either. I did hear that it happened. I don't know that I can show it. I will look at that and bring it up on Saturday. See how well she did. If you hate her, she did terrible, and if you love her, she did great. We're on the internet, John K. There is no reality except what you want. If you want it to be true, it's true. If you want her to be terrible, she's terrible. If you want her to be great, she's great. The reality doesn't matter anymore, and nothing matters. So I haven't had a chance to look at it. It was just about to air, I think, when I went online, or it was just about to end by the time I started it up, and so I haven't been able to look. And there aren't any good clips yet, and there's not any fact-checking done or anything like that, so I didn't bring it up, but I could have. I guess I'll talk about that on Saturday, if that's even still relevant by Saturday. The way politics moves so fast, I'm not entirely sure. But I will double-check on it. I will see if I can watch it, and then I'll find out if I can stream it. If I can stream the whole thing, maybe I would do it, but if it's just 1 minute clips from Aaron Rupar, it changes it quite a bit. But I'll look into that and post something up and find out if I can live stream the whole thing. That's it for me tonight. I appreciate everybody who's here. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in. Here again, as usual, is the Discord link. Go there and tell me what to talk about, or go on over to the YouTube page and give me a follow and a subscribe and a thumbs up, all that fun stuff on the YouTube to make the algorithm like me. And if the algorithm likes me, it shows my videos to more people, and the more people come in to chat. It's very more fun. That is the plan. That is my sneaky trick to getting people to pay attention. I guess it's not really a trick. It's just trying to get people to pay attention. So I'm on my way out. Thank you very much. I will be back on Saturday morning at the normal time, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. PST, West Coast, Best Coast time. And until then, I will be dodging the woke mob, I suppose.